This rapper's final moments were captured on camera. On August 7th, 2025, surveillance footage shows a man standing outside a Bronx smoke shop with another individual. A masked figure suddenly appears. The man with him glances over, touches his face, and casually walks away, a move that has many online calling it a setup. Meanwhile, rapper Chicken Don Dada seems unaware of the danger. Seconds later, the masked gunman opens fire before fleeing the scene.
Surveillance cameras captured everything. The moment of life ended. The second when bullets pierced through an ordinary Tuesday evening in the Bronx. Glass shattered. People screamed. Blood stained concrete. But what those cameras couldn't show was how this deadly moment began exactly 24 hours earlier with a single punch that knocked a woman unconscious. Meet Chicken Donda, 33 years old, father of 4, a rapper trying to make it in the Bronx music scene while working an honest job at a local smoke shop. On paper, he was just another hard-working dad balancing dreams and responsibilities. But in the streets of the Bronx, reputation matters. And sometimes, protecting that reputation comes at the ultimate cost. But there was another side to Chicken Donda, one that emerged when disrespect came his way. 24 hours before his death, Donda would make a choice that sealed his fate. A choice involving an up-and-coming female rapper named BabbyThreat. A choice that would be recorded, shared, and ultimately lead to his execution outside the very shop where he earned his living. The streets have their own justice system, their own rules, their own consequences. And when those rules are broken, payment is always demanded. Sometimes that payment is respect. Sometimes it's money. And sometimes it's life itself. BabbyThreat, an up-and-coming female rapper in the Bronx scene, found herself face-to-face with Chicken Donda in what started as a verbal exchange. She was building her own reputation in the local music community, trying to establish herself in a male-dominated industry where respect is earned through talent, street credibility, and the ability to handle yourself when conflict arises. The argument intensified quickly. Voices raised. Accusations flew. Whatever triggered their dispute, it escalated beyond the point where either party was willing to back down. In the Bronx music scene, backing down isn't just about losing an argument. It's about losing face in a community where reputation can make or break your career. Then came the moment that changed everything. Chicken Donda threw a punch that connected with devastating force. BabbyThreat dropped immediately, unconscious. The sound of her body hitting the ground was heard by everyone present. The sight of her lying motionless sent shockwaves through the crowd that had gathered to watch the confrontation unfold. The knockout punch was captured on video. Within minutes, that footage was being shared across platforms, spreading through the Bronx music community like wildfire. For Chicken Donda, the immediate reaction was probably satisfaction. He had defended his position, maintained his respect, and showed everyone present that he wasn't someone to be crossed. In his mind, the conflict was over. BabbyThreat had been put in her place, and he could return to his life knowing his reputation remained intact. But reputation cuts both ways in the streets. The video of BabbyThreat getting knocked unconscious spread rapidly through social media channels. Comments poured in. Some praised Chicken Donda for not holding back just because his opponent was female. Others criticized him for using excessive force against a woman. But more importantly, the video reached people who cared about BabbyThreat. People who wouldn't let this assault go unanswered. Wednesday morning arrived with no indication that it would be Chicken Donda's last day alive. He woke up, prepared for another shift at the smoke shop, and headed to work just as he had done countless times before. If he was worried about potential consequences from the previous day's incident with BabbyThreat, he didn't show it. He seemed to believe the matter was settled. The smoke shop where Donda worked was a typical neighborhood establishment in the Bronx. Regular customers knew him by name. He handled transactions, restocked inventory, and maintained the kind of friendly but professional relationships that keep small businesses running. It was honest work that helped him provide for his 4 children, a far cry from the violent reputation he had reinforced just 24 hours earlier. But while Chicken Donda was going about his normal Wednesday routine, others were making very different preparations. The video of BabbyThreat getting knocked unconscious had continued circulating overnight. More people had seen it. More comments had been made. More phone calls had been exchanged. The wheels of street justice had been set in motion, and they were turning faster than Donda realized. Surveillance cameras that would later prove crucial to understanding what happened captured this man's movements throughout the day. He didn't rush. He didn't appear nervous. Instead, he moved with the kind of patience that suggested he knew exactly what he was doing and when he needed to do it. His presence near the shop seemed purposeful, but not obvious enough to raise immediate alarms. What makes this man's presence particularly suspicious is his proximity to Chicken Donda when the shooting occurred. Video footage shows him standing close enough to Donda to engage in conversation, close enough to appear friendly, and close enough to potentially provide information about timing and positioning to someone else. This raises the most disturbing question about Chicken Donda's murder. Was he set up by someone he trusted? The evidence suggests that this wasn't a random encounter between Donda and this mysterious figure. They appeared to know each other. They seemed comfortable in each other's company. But their relationship, whatever it was, may have been the key to orchestrating Donda's execution. The man's behavior throughout Wednesday suggests he was performing a specific role in a larger operation. Security footage shows him in the area for extended periods, not making purchases, not conducting obvious business, but maintaining a presence that kept him in position to monitor Chicken Donda's movements and activities. The surveillance cameras captured everything with stark, unforgiving clarity. Wednesday afternoon, outside the smoke shop where Chicken Donda had worked so many shifts, the street justice that had been building since Tuesday's knockout punch finally arrived. The footage shows Chicken Donda in the final moments of his life. Unaware that his 24 hours were up, he appeared relaxed, engaged in conversation with a man who had been positioning himself nearby throughout the day. Nothing in his body language suggested he sensed danger. Nothing indicated he knew his past was about to catch up with him in the most violent way possible. Then the shooter appeared. The surveillance video reveals the methodical approach of Chicken Donda's killer. This wasn't a panicked, desperate act. This wasn't someone acting in the heat of the moment. The shooter moved with purpose, approaching his target with the kind of calm determination that suggests this execution had been planned down to the smallest detail. The gunfire erupted without warning. Multiple shots were fired in rapid succession. The sound of bullets filled the air as Chicken Donda's body was struck repeatedly. He dropped immediately, his life ending in the same sudden, violent manner that had characterized so much of his street reputation. But the surveillance footage captured more than just the shooting itself. It documented the immediate aftermath that revealed the brutal efficiency of this revenge killing. The shooter didn't linger. There was no taunting, no additional violence, no theatrical display of dominance. The job was done, and the killer disappeared as quickly as he had arrived. The man who had been standing near Chicken Donda during the shooting became a crucial element in understanding what had just happened. His reaction to the gunfire, his behavior during the chaos, and his actions in the moments following the execution all raised questions about his role in the events that had just unfolded. Glass from the smoke shop windows shattered as bullets missed their primary target. The sound of gunfire sent people running for cover. Screams filled the air as witnesses realized they had just watched someone get murdered in broad daylight. The peaceful afternoon had transformed into a crime scene in a matter of seconds. Emergency services received multiple 911 calls within minutes of the shooting. Witnesses reported hearing gunshots, seeing someone down, and observing the chaos that follows sudden violence in a crowded area. Police and paramedics were dispatched immediately, but their response time was irrelevant. Chicken Donda was already beyond help. The man who had been standing near Chicken Donda during the shooting became a person of significant interest to investigators. His proximity to the victim, his behavior before and during the execution, and his potential connection to the planning of the murder made him a priority for questioning. Was he a willing participant in a conspiracy to kill Donda, or had he been unknowingly used as part of the setup? Police interviews with this individual would prove crucial to understanding how the execution had been orchestrated. His responses to questions about his relationship with Chicken Donda, his knowledge of any threats against the victim, and his awareness of the connection to Tuesday's incident with BabbyThreat would help investigators piece together the larger conspiracy. The connection to BabbyThreat became obvious early in the investigation. The timing was too precise to be coincidental. A woman gets knocked unconscious on Tuesday. The man who knocked her out gets executed on Wednesday. The 24-hour gap between these events suggested premeditation rather than spontaneous violence. Investigators began examining BabbyThreat's associates, connections, and relationships to identify potential suspects with both motive and means to carry out such a targeted killing. In the Bronx music scene, artists often have extended networks that include friends, family members, and associates who might take violent action when someone they care about is assaulted. The bullets that ended Chicken Donda's life created devastating ripple effects that extended far beyond the crime scene outside that Bronx smoke shop. His death left 4 children without their father, a family without their provider, and a community grappling with another senseless loss to street violence. For Chicken Donda's children, their father's murder represented the kind of traumatic loss that shapes childhood and influences entire life trajectories. For young people who now grow up with the knowledge that their dad was gunned down in broad daylight, executed in an act of revenge that stemmed from a conflict they had nothing to do with, the financial stability he provided through his work at the smoke shop was gone. The emotional support of a present father was gone. The future he might have built for them was gone. The local music community faced its own reckoning with the consequences of this violence. BabbyThreat's knockout had been captured on video and shared widely within Bronx rap circles. Chicken Donda's execution had been the street's response to that assault. The message was clear. Violence against one artist could result in deadly retaliation against another. This cycle of violence within the music scene raised questions about how conflicts between artists should be handled. The same social media platforms and recording devices that help musicians build their careers were also documenting and amplifying the beefs that sometimes led to bloodshed. The line between artistic rivalry and actual danger had become increasingly blurred. The ultimate consequence of this 24-hour cycle of violence was the permanent destruction it caused to multiple lives and families. Chicken Donda was dead. His children were fatherless. His family was devastated. BabbyThreat was connected to a murder. The community had lost another young man to preventable violence. And somewhere in the Bronx, the people responsible for planning and carrying out this execution continued their lives, having delivered their message about the consequences of crossing their family. The 24 hours between BabbyThreat's knockout and Chicken Donda's execution reveal fundamental truths about how violence breeds violence in communities where street justice operates alongside, and sometimes instead of, legal justice. This case serves as a stark reminder that every act of aggression carries a potential for deadly escalation. Chicken Donda's decision to knock out BabbyThreat wasn't made in a vacuum. It occurred within a cultural context where respect is often maintained through displays of physical dominance, where backing down from confrontation can damage reputation, and where strength is frequently measured by willingness to use violence. He threw that punch believing it would end the conflict in his favor, while establishing his position in the local hierarchy. Ultimately, Chicken Donda's story serves as a cautionary tale about the true cost of choosing violence as a solution to conflict. He threw a punch to maintain his respect and protect his reputation. That single decision cost him his life, left his children without a father, and contributed to the cycle of violence that continues to claim young lives in communities across the country. The 24-hour timeline from assault to execution shows in the modern era of instant communication and viral content, the consequences of violent choices arrive faster than ever before. There's less time for cooler heads to prevail, less opportunity for mediation, and less chance for people to step back from the edge before crossing into deadly territory. Breaking these cycles requires understanding that respect built on fear and violence is ultimately fragile and temporary, while respect earned through positive contributions to family and community creates lasting legacies that don't end in tragedy.
Nah, that's crazy for real. Seriously, like, I don't know what to tell you. Whoever that was, rest in peace. I hope he's safe. I hope he didn't pass away for real. That ass.
I think I know the guy. This is actually the smoke shop I go to. I'm 21, by the way.
So it's a smoke shop?
Yeah.
This is a smoke shop I go to. We were literally just here.
Yo, that was right at the corner store right there,
right,
getting drinks.
Right before getting ice cups.
Word.
And we was right here. Then I went to Fine Fair. I come back and I was like, what happened? There was mad police, and it's crazy out here.
It is crazy. It really is. It's not safe out here. Y'all be careful for real.
Word.
Nah.
How often you know the shootings in the area?
It's not that much.
I got the Citizen app. It be ringing every day.
No, for real.
Ringing every day.
But it don't really be that too much shootings over here for real.
Not
so.
that I've ever seen it. Like I've seen it on the
this
news.
is too close. This too local.
Word. I don't like that.
I worry about your safety around here.
Honestly, after this, because I don't like to see blood, I'm very worried. Like I don't think I ever want to go here no more.
I don't even want to walk on this block for real.
Word.
Now this shop says gift shop, but you're saying it's a smoke shop. Can you tell me more about that?
That's the gift. The smoke.
Right, that's the gift for real.
So I just want to bring back to the person who did pass away.
He did?
You
Oh my
lying.
God. Nah, rest in peace. I send my condolences to his family for real, because that's
I
wild.
know who it was. I literally seen him the other day. I went in there. I needed to throw something out. He was showing me the trash and getting his hair braided. I literally saw him. That was like.
So you
what
know
was
who
the
it
last
is?
weekend? Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the person, like who he was, like what kind of character?
I mean, we don't thoroughly know him like that, but like we see him for real. Like we see him a lot, like in front of the
He be hanging
spot.
out in front of the thing. I've seen him listening to like music, hanging out with his friends. He'd be in the shop.
He really just be chilling
Yeah,
for real.
like he don't. I never seen him in an actual problem.
Right. So
He's
whoever
very
did it,
calm and chill all the time.
nah, whoever did it, that's wild.
They seem like a calm guy, like
Very calm to himself.
Yeah,
Like
he
don't
be by
bother no
himself,
one.
really just be chilling.
Every time I go in there, he's like greeting. He be nice. Like there's never no issue.